It's the leader. He's the wizard. He's forcing the mouth open.
Well, stop him. Kill him or something.
My dagger is gone. You kill him.
Not me. It's bad luck to kill a wizard.
Wait. There's a better way to take care of a wizard.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of As Garfield Intended. We're going to recap our weekend at LobsterCon. Great event. Just want to say a huge thanks to DFB for putting that together. It's a tremendous, a huge event. A couple hundred people and all the stuff going on there. And to do it and have fun through the whole thing, that's pretty cool. Really was happy to be there and to be part of it. And heard about it before, but never been there. So it was great. Got to see a lot of my old school friends get together. Real good time. So we'll try to recap it here. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Round, round, fuck around, I fuck around. Yeah, fuck around, round, round, I fuck around. I fuck around, round, 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 I fuck around. Fuck around, round, round, I fuck around. Fuck around, round, round, I fuck around. Fuck around.
All right, boys, we're live. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has.
Turns out we have some fans. I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
When we were at LobsterCon, a lot of people were like, "You need more episodes, man." We listen.
Which is weird because,
You
it's one
think?
thing. Well, I mean, it's one thing if, you start a podcast or whatever, and people come up and say, "Hey, I love your podcast." In a way, you might be expecting it, but I mean, to be completely honest, I completely forget about this podcast. So,
No, come on.
so it's just completely random.
I do a podcast? What?
Yeah, it's like a reminder as much as anything.
You're a big deal, dude. Don't forget it.
I wasn't a
All
big
right.
deal at LobsterCon, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, it was pretty fun though, man. There was definitely some. I think I played one guy, and he was kind of like almost like fanboying out, didn't really want to admit it. And he's like, I listen to you guys like every episode, and in his defense, I've done that too. When I was up at the Thrash Bash, I'm like, dude, just hearing your voice. Like I played the guy from Chicago. And I'm like, hearing your voice in person is freaking weird, man, because I've listened to you so many times. It's just like a whole experience to sit there and listen to other people talk. So that you hear all the time because you're kind of personal with them on a pod. So big shout out to the fans. Really appreciate it. All right, so today we got Jason, we got Eric. Eric did not make it to LobsterCon, but he wanted to.
Didn't need to. Didn't want to. Would have won it.
Would have won it. Yeah, I mean, it gave people a chance. That was cool.
Fucking amateur hour. Who needs that?
Yeah.
So yeah, Jason and I both, we flew out there early morning, which wasn't great, but it was okay. Wake up at 4 and I'm still saving files here. This is how much prep time. I've got a full 14 minutes of prep into this episode, but we're ready to rock now. So yeah, we flew out there, hopped in the Uber, went right to the hotel, dropped our bags, went over, and it was on, man.
Time to cast some spells.
Time to cast spells. The venue's pretty cool. It was hot as shit though, for whatever reason on Friday when we got there. It was it was a toasty one. And then,
yeah. It was. It was hot outside, and then you've got because for the amount of people that's in that area, it really wasn't a very big place. So, it's a lot of magic physiques crammed into the building.
So yeah, I might make a recommendation for next year's playmat to just be almost like, instead of like wide, like tall, so it's real skinny, so you got room for everybody to get in there because you're a little tight. The playmats are kind of overlapping. I mean, it was tight seating, and they filled that entire floor. So I think the turnout was tied with Eternal Weekend. I think is what DFB said. Which was like the previous biggest old school event in America. I guess was like 196 or something like that. So
196. Yep.
Yeah. So that was cool to be there and see everybody. I think me personally, I think I enjoy the smaller ones. I think I'm more of a 40-person event, just because you kind of, I don't know, see the same people between rounds and stuff. I feel like I was missing out on folks, getting things confused. I don't know. It's just me being old man, but it was a hell of an event. So, and big props to DFB for putting it together because it looks like a nightmare. Him and his wife were just like exhausted after this thing. They must really care about charity.
Yeah, but
do we ever donate our charity?
I did. Yeah, I did. I actually doubled what we had committed. So I didn't completely. I felt pretty crappy after realizing I hadn't paid for like ever, and then went ahead and divvied up. I think it was like the day after I put the podcast up because I didn't want to be that guy that just kept the charity money. So yes, we did contribute.
So what do we want to do? Do we just want to like walk through our trip?
I think that's the thing to do. Yeah, just start at the beginning, right? I mean, so,
all right, so I mean, you already kind of talked. We made it to the event, but I think we had like 2 hours because we both played X-Point on Friday, and so the X-Point started at noon, and the pre-modern tournament was going on. I think it started at like 10:30 or 11. So Brian and I, we had like an hour or two to kill. So we bought some merch, some LobsterCon t-shirts, LobsterCon playmat, walked around and just kind of talked with some of the artists that were there. MG Alters was there also, kind of looked through his crazy altars.
Yeah, Drew Tucker, guy's a legend, man. He's such an artist. He's like showing up. He's like late. He's got boxes of shit everywhere. Just like, hey, just look through that. There's some cool stuff, man. And he's like, are you signing things? And he was so disorganized. And who was the other guy? The sword splasher guy. Jeff Mingus. He's all pro. Everything's perfect, like perfect setup and trees over there. Just find something, man. Help me out here a little bit. His old boxes and digging stuff out. So
Drew Tucker was a trip. He was my favorite part of the entire event. And you'd go outside, smoke a cigarette, and Drew Tucker's just hanging out. So you're out there just kind of bullshitting with Drew Tucker smoking a cigarette. I mean,
it makes me want to smoke, man. You guys have a cool. I mean, I got to hang with you, which was cool, but the scene out there at the smoke area was awesome. Like everyone showed up. They were all cool people.
Yeah.
Smokers are the most hardcore people. Yeah,
that's right.
They're the most hardcore people.
You burn bright and fast, I guess.
The best part was like right there where you smoked was this bench, and like half of it was completely broken. So like every 2 hours, someone would try to sit on it and just fall to the ground.
Yeah. But we did get our playmat signed. We got Drew Tucker because I think Drew Tucker did the art for the playmat, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a big lobster underwater watercolor.
It's the city of Boston, right?
There's like an old building and then the new building reflected in it. And if you were smart, that was a cool thing. I just remember it was some Boston landmarks. I should probably know.
Yeah. I think we had to have that pointed out to us because we're just, a bunch of hill jacks from Kentucky. But But yeah, we got our playmat signed. I think Brian, didn't you buy some like dandans or something?
Yeah, he had a play set of dandans for the dandan format. I mean, we could touch on that. When we got there, that seemed cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
Like, I heard all these people playing dandan. It looks like an awesome thing to do. And then we sat there and watched people play dandan and slowly just threw a noose up over the banister above us, and we started like hanging each other. Like, I don't know if I want to do this.
It was literally on day one. I was like explaining to Brian the whole dandan thing. I was like, yeah, it seems like it's really cool. I think I want to build it and we can play it. And then we actually watched somebody playing it at the end of the night. We were both just like, yeah, I don't think we want to play this anymore.
Yeah, because you play Control to like wreck the burn guy's day. You don't play Control to mirror match the Control guy. And you're literally sharing the same deck and you're playing full Control.
Yeah.
And it's just like a slugfest to try to get one dandan to finally connect, and then you just diminishing returns and shuffle the deck back in and proceed to grind through it again and then again, and you're just like, wow, I don't think I'm into this. I don't know. I'll still probably play it once if someone's got it.
I mean,
and
you
I might be wrong,
so we might as well.
But it was something like a pack of however many. What is there? 10 dandan in there. Yeah. So he made his own, each one an individual art, which is pretty bad. Some of these are really cool. I might have to just make a dandan deck just to run them, but I was happy to get those. We got a cool Drew Tucker back. I don't know if I probably can't see him, but
I can see that.
Yeah. But that was pretty sweet. We fired a quick Alpha Alliance's anti deck, and then X-Point started.
Yep.
So yeah, X-Point was like upstairs off to the side. Real quick, I mean, I guess pre-modern was a big deal, and everybody was there. It continues to not be something I'm going to get into, I don't think. I heard people were cheating, people were calling judges. Pretty much everyone I talked to Saturday wished they had played X-Point instead of the pre-modern, which didn't help me get into it that much. But I mean, there was 150 people or something playing that pre-modern, so there's a lot going on there. But I just couldn't see myself getting into that one, so didn't pay too much attention to it, honestly.
Yeah,
it was going late too. I mean,
well, it did look like the top. It is kind of cool because we've been playing a lot of land tax. I think like the top deck was a land tax burn deck.
Sounds about
so right. Out of 150 people, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that was like I don't know what time was it. It was 10 going on 11. They were still playing because they didn't time the final matches. And it's like, I think that's Goblins versus Oath. And I'm like, how can it be taking an hour and 45 minutes or whatever, but they were going at it. So,
yeah. So then we started the X-Point tournament, which, I don't know. How many people did we have there? Like 50?
I think it was, around that, like 48-ish or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was fun as hell. Here, Jason, tell us about your deck real quick. I got yours pulled up here.
Okay, so this is my deck was basically Ponza or like Jund land destruction. But it's a little bit different, I think. So it had the stone rains and the ice storms and a couple sinkholes. It had the birds to fix the mana. And then, your lightning bolts, fireballs, chain lightnings just for some burn. But then it had a little bit of like Sedge Troll disc in it. And then, you got your Black Vices since you're going to be doing land destruction. That helps. And then a couple Guardian Beasts in the main, couple Guardian Beasts in the side for your discs and your orb. And then just, all the duels to try to support such a greedy mana need.
I see the titty is a City of Brass in there. You displayed that a little better. You got it kind of tucked away, like you're almost.
Yeah, I know. I'm really bad about taking deck photos or whatever. But then
I see it poking out. I know it's there.
Yeah, you know it's there. It's just teasing you a little bit.
It's so perky though, yeah.
Sideboard, I was kind of afraid of like low to the ground aggro decks, so I had some earthquakes in there to kind of take care of that. And then against the control matchup where games, might go long or something like that, I had the red elemental blasts, flash fires just to keep with the land destruction theme, and tsunamis. A couple more guardian beasts, a couple tranquilities, and a couple glooms. So nothing too fancy, but yeah, that was the deck. And
well, I won't make you grind through game by game, but I know you. No. I kept hearing about tsunami and flash fires, and I kept seeing you talk about how good it feels to just destroy people's lands. You come out there like, oh man, found my new crack.
I have always loved milling people because like it sucks to get milled, but just when this deck works and you're destroying their lands and they're under a black vice or whatever, and then they're just top decking just for anything and they just can't draw a land, I think that's a better feeling than millstone. So I think I'm going to take something like this deck and build it for like old school. So I already kind of got my juices flowing yesterday evening, kind of thinking about how I would tune this without the X-Point restriction. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This deck, it ended up going 3-3. I think I won it was like I won my first 3 games in a row, which is kind of the story of my entire tournament. I made it like all the way to the top table, and then I just kind of petered out.
Meet me in the middle. We always end up in the same spot. Yeah.
Yeah, and but this deck, it was friggin' amazing. So it had a turn. I was playing against, it was like game 1. I was playing against Stasis. And it was like the Stasis guy, he obviously had me under Stasis. He was also using, time vaults or whatever. And he had me under black vices. So like he would skip his turn, but I would have a handful of cards. So the black vice was like hitting me double. And it was just rough. And the game, it was tied 1-1. And he let me untap, and I got to untap and play Tsunami, and it wiped out like all of his lands. And then after I Tsunami'd, I disked.
And then jerked off onto his playmat. It was super weird. But
and so at the end of the game, he had nothing on his board, and he could never draw another land. And that was just like, at that point, I'm not gonna lie, I had a semi. It was amazing. So anyway, it was a fun deck. It's a really fun deck. And
you said you didn't like the Guardian Beast that much?
No, the Guardian Beast didn't really. The only thing the Guardian Beast did was attack for 2 a couple times. There was like I never could get the Guardian Beast and the orb set up. And like whenever I thought it was going to get set up, like they would just like kill the Guardian Beast or something. It just never could get it. I think
there's just not enough artifacts, I guess, honestly, looking at it. You've got 3, 7, 8.
Yeah.
You've got 8 artifacts, so yeah, I could see how maybe.
And at the end of the day, it's fine. It's only 2 cards, so it's not like, these Guardian Beasts really screwed me. No, it is what it is. But it was a super fun deck. I enjoyed playing it, and I will definitely revisit it in the future.
You're looking at final standings. You got 18th out of 50.
Yeah.
And 7th place was Pez Unholy. So I mean, not a bad place to be. Although Pez might have dropped out too. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was.
You beat DFB at his own event. He was the 21st.
There we go. There we go.
So not all bad.
Yeah, I played against Stasis. I played against Mono Black. I played against I think another Troll Disco style deck. I lost against Burn and think it was another mono black deck, and I don't know. I can't remember honestly. As the day went on, I was getting drunker, so it just kind of all ran together.
As it should. Yeah, Mike Franz was there. I love the guy. Yeah, he's the old order guy, and he had whiteboarded this entire deck, and it was like, I know there was.
Oh yeah,
he was in there.
He beat the ever living shit out of me with that. I'm like, I'm dying. I don't think I've ever died to Dwarven Warriors or something. What the fuck is happening? But
it was like mono red. I guess he do some Falling Stars. He whiteboarded all kinds of stuff. He bought like a gross of erasers on eBay or on Amazon just to be able to do the entire deck. Hopefully a picture will show up.
Yeah, it was white red. He had like the lions and the javelin ears and all that stuff. So, but I mean, it was brutal. Like I couldn't get out from under it.
Yeah. Awesome idea. All right, let me see. I can pull up mine real quick. I won't. Well, I guess I did some technology, or I tried some stuff. Let's see if I can pull it up here. So it was basically a lot of things I like to do, plus Illusionary Mask. So I gotta say, Illusionary Mask is top tier for fun. Probably a horrible card. I don't think it wins you any game, does anything. It's probably a one card, do nothing. But God, it was a blast, man. I had so much fun. I put like a rook egg under it, and it got bolted and made a 4/4. Was it Serendip Jin? I always say his name wrong. The 5/6 flyer dude. That worked great. You put him underneath there. They wouldn't know what it was. They'd go to get it, flip him up 5/6, like eat something. Then a lot of 2-ofs, so it kind of made things sort of random, and I like that. But Phantasmal Force could suck it, man. That was the worst card. That 4/1 just died to freaking everything. Not good at all. And the idea was to juxtapose it away, give it to my opponent, and they wouldn't have blue to pay for it. Never happened. But I had a lot of games, like a lot. I did horrible in the whole event. I was in the low 40s or something like that. But every game, people were like, "Dude, that is a freaking cool ass deck." So I got to do that, and it was a blast. I had so much fun just doing weird things. I like to Berserk. I got 2 Berserks. No one saw that coming because it pretty much looks like a blue-red deck, and then you just Berserk something out of nowhere. Did a lot of Berserk and Sarah Angels, and then stopped them with a Maze of Ith. That was cool. And I'm gonna continue to stick by Spell Blast is the best splashable counterspell ever, because that thing did work all weekend. I had them in both decks, and I still love it. Man, I countered freaking everything. I used to see Manipulators, an All Hallows Eve, a freaking Shivan, just like you never know what it's gonna be, but every time they're like, wait, what's that Spell Blast? It's Spell Blast, so good, man. You can pick up like an alpha copy for like $25, and you won't regret it. It's awesome. Trikes did some work, but other than that, I don't know. I just was sucking it that day. The Falling Star, that was cool. I got to Falling Star away some stuff, plus my Rook Egg. Someone had never seen that. They're like, "Is that possible? Are you allowed to do that?" I'm like, yeah. And I had Mountain Yeti. He actually didn't do what I hoped he didn't really have his home that day.
Dude, that's the only reason I'm on this podcast right now, is so you guys can stop talking about your event. We can talk about Mountain Yeti.
Well, yeah, but listen, because you sold me on Mountain Yeti, and last minute I jammed him in here. Now, part of the problem is they're not good under Illusionary Mask, because you can still swords him and he doesn't flip. You gotta play him face up.
I put him with Sedge Troll, and now you have like the most just like resilient creatures. Nothing can stop them with the mixture of them. I think
the other problem I had was Trike is bad with Illusionary Mask, because you got to play it face up. I think. I don't know. I think the real problem is I don't know how to play Magic, because for the first 3 rounds I forgot that you didn't have to have Blows an Artifact and a creature to play Juxtapose. But I don't know, that was a problem. But yeah, I mean, you've been jamming Yeti and what, Blood Moon decks and what else, Eric?
Well, I play with Immolation so that you can kill someone real quick with it. So it's like that's a 5/1. And yeah, with like Blood Moon. I think it's crazy good. I mean, most decks have red in them anyways. It's like a sedge. It's like another sedge troll. Like just having there's just not enough creatures that have, you know, any way of resilience. There's like a lurker, sedge troll, will-o-wisp, and mountain yeti are like the only cards that evade things in the whole format. So if you need to have a creature that can evade, that's him. You know, if you're putting like a lot of eggs in one basket.
Yeah, we could do a whole episode on Immolation because that card is really cool. It does so much stuff.
Mountain Yeti Enchantress might be a thing. That's actually.
How much does Mountain Yeti cost? Is it
4?
5 or
4?
4. Okay, that's not that bad.
I do think I cast a Phantasmal Force for like 7 face down, just to screw with somebody. And I did an org once, but it didn't quite work out too. So the org is kind of cool on their illusionary mask. I think I'll definitely revisit mask just because it's so fun, especially in this kind of like 2/3 ofs deck, and they don't know what's going on, and you know, like no one knows what to do. And then if you can blow them out once and they try to bolt a rook egg or something, then you're just like golden with anything underneath it. But yeah, with the org, just I mean, 6/6 trample that normally can't attack, but since he's face down, he doesn't turn up until you attack with him. So once you attack, the attack's already in progress. You flip over 6/6 trample, or you block with him, burn something down. So I like that, and when the Djinn doesn't make you sack an island or a sack of land on your upkeep because it's upside down. So I mean, there was something going on here. It made it fun, and I got no complaints. The thing was weird is I had decent mana the entire like weekend. I only had like 1 or 2 games where I was officially like mana screwed, and I'm normally always mana screwed. So in my mind, I'm like, you just shut up, Brian. You got nothing to complain about. You drew a decent number of lands all day long, so I gotta just take it and run with it. But that was X-Point. Then we stuck around, played. We played Alpha to Alliance's ante.
We jammed so many Alpha to Alliance's ante games.
Oh, it was a blast. Let me see if I can find the stuff we won, played, or I don't know. We lost some stuff. We won some stuff. I was just noticing. Yeah, I mean, I've got. This is just the stuff I brought home. I got a jeweled bird. I got the fungus bird. I've got the dick. No, dick bird. You lost that one, Jason. I grabbed a photo of that. He just continued the bird's feathers with penises. It's very nice. Well done. Well executed. So I lost a Death Spark from my Fungus Sword deck. See, I won a factory, which I thought was pretty well done. Mm-hmm. Joe, God, do you remember Joe's rest name? Joe was like he's my new best friend. I forget everyone's fucking name. The guy was awesome, man. We had so much fun hanging with that guy. He'd made a zine. You see, you guys will have to see that too. I got a copy of it. I'll bring it in. But he actually made a handmade zine, old school. Looks like it was made on a typewriter and photocopied.
And it was numbered. So
yeah, it was numbered.
Still special.
So I got number 16 to 55. So that guy was awesome, and he can draw a hell of an ATOG on an Ankh. So he was running on a pretty solid ATOG deck, and then he had a fun Reanimator deck. So we would kind of switch back and forth. Like he'd play his his good deck against our jank deck, and we'd like run a jank deck against this good one and stuff like that. But we played a lot of ante. I do like this ritual. 3 black plus a red.
Oh, dang.
It's legal, right?
If you're playing against your boy Joe, it's legal.
if I played against my new bestie Joe.
I want a Lord of the Pit.
Whoa, what's up with that jeweled bird?
So this guy paid Susan Van Camp to do an alternate art, and he has like a full painting. She did a full painting of a new jeweled bird, and then he had it high quality scanned and made these proxy jewel birds. Which I don't know why you need a proxy jewel bird, but it's cool as hell, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
that
have
was
one of
really
those?
that was really cool.
I
Did
think
you get one?
I got one. You got one too, right, Jason? We each got
Yep.
one.
Yep, I traded him a what did I give him? Because I gave Joe the Squire that's having to jerk off the guy.
Oh yeah,
man,
yeah. Damn it, Clancy.
Wait,
Yeah,
no
okay.
one took that from Ohio Bash?
No, nobody took any of my dick alters from Ohio, so screw those
Dude,
guys. So
that thing sat there the whole weekend.
I gave Joe the Clancy dick altar. and
Man,
then-
if I could find it, I don't even know where that's at. It's not on here though. I don't think, is it?
I don't know. Yeah, it's there somewhere, I'm sure. No, maybe not.
Well, this is all anti stuff though. So that was just a battle for Ohio. It's the most disturbing altar I've ever seen. Just gonna
and then
be honest.
I traded for the jeweled bird. Oh, it was just the Urza's Tower. It was just a giant erect penis.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. God damn, that thing's disturbing, man. I'm glad it's gone because I thought it had left, and then you pulled it out again. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta remember this again.
It's so funny that it made it through an entire event though at the prize table, and no one took it.
Nobody
Like,
took the most disturbing altar ever made.
It is, dude. That thing burns in my eyes.
Yeah, I don't know where that's.
It
I
burns
gotta
in my
find it.
soul.
I've got a picture of it somewhere. I'll post it up on the Discord.
Yeah, put it on the Discord under something. I don't know, just the main page or something, so at least we can see it. But
All right, I'll try to find it.
But yeah, that was about it. So we called it a day, and then woke up the next day and started again. So Saturday was old school day. Everybody was pumped to be there. Started pretty early, like 10:30. I guess we were supposed to be there. So
Yeah, it was like 10:30. We got us some breakfast and skedaddled down there.
yeah, we got the buffet, which was decent.
Got a fuck ton of bacon.
Oh, that was some good bacon, dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
Everything around that town, that's the other thing, is like, it's too fancy for me. Because it was like MIT graduation or something. So
Yeah.
everywhere you went was like, it's like, 9 a.m. on a Saturday, this dude in a full suit, like, yeah, give me give me 50 shares of that. And he's outside the Google building. And I'm just like, God, this is so intense.
Like everybody that you walked by was talking about their work on like nuclear submarines or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just here to play Magic.
You'd like my husband. He also invented a nuclear device. And you're just like, man. What did this guy say in the hotel? We're going up the elevator, like, I like your knapsacks. I wished I had mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call him knapsack. I don't know. So yeah, that was where they had 196 people. Everything was jacked up. People were ready to rock. Filled the whole place with old schoolers. I got your deck pulled up, Jason. Why don't you talk about it? I'm gonna go refill my drink.
Okay, hold on. I just uploaded Clancy in the deck photo. But anyway, we'll talk about him later.
Talk about this. We'll come back. I'll get Clancy.
Yeah. So the deck that I played in the main event was just basically what I've been playing for, I don't know, since I was like 14. It's mill. The only thing different that I did with this one was I tried adding him to Torox like main just for some disruption. But yeah, I mean it's Field of Dreams mill. So you're just basically playing the deck, trying to disrupt game plans, draw cards, that kind of thing, until you can play Field of Dreams, play a Millstone, and then try to make sure that the opponent never draws another good card for the rest of the game. So I had some abysses in the sod. Had some hippies in the sod that I would bring in case of, the whole thing was creatureless main deck, and then if they side out their removal, then I bring in the hippies for more disruption. And yeah, that was about it. That's the deck.
I'm curious about Hymn to Torok for real.
So so in some games that Hymn to Torok is like backbreaking. Like I played quite a few games with this, and some games that you get it, and it's just, him does him things. But it didn't really do a whole lot in the tournament. The deck actually didn't do a whole lot in the tournament. It started off really strong. I think game one I played against like an ATOG deck, and I won that. Then the second game I played against like a Living Lands style deck, and I won that one. The hippies came in and just kind of wrecked. And then round 3 was when I went to the bar, because I think the tournament started at like 10:30, and so it was like afternoon at that point. So I went to the bar, and I got a drink, and I played against the deck in round 3. So I was like up on like the top tables, played the deck in round 3. It was a close game, but I lost. So then I went and got another drink. Came back, played against, I don't know, some pile that had Solkanar the Swamp King. It was a game that, for all accounts, I should have won, but I just didn't. And so at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get drunk today. And that is exactly what I did. So the deck went like 2 and how many rounds were there? Like 2 and 6.
Yeah, there was I think there was 8 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, but after round like 4 or 5, I don't even count it, because at that point I was just completely obliterated. I was just like bullshitting with the opponents, like not even really like playing the game. I think one game we just said fuck it and played a game like ante.
When you got to know the bartender, like, did you talk about that? Or like,
no. So
the bartenders were broing down.
Yeah, so that was my downfall. So like the bartender was this guy. He was like the caretaker of this like place, and he was from Italy. And I swear I was drinking bourbon and Coke, and he was like filling these cups like 3/4 full of bourbon and then just like a drop of Coke. Yeah, and
then Jason starts, we're finishing that bottle. We're going down.
So my goal was I was going to finish this bottle of bourbon, and so that just like empowers this guy to keep just like making these things stronger and stronger. I'm pretty sure, given it a couple more hours, the guy would have taken me back to Italy with him, because we were best friends at that point. But yeah, it was super fun. Everybody that I played against, all 8 rounds, were super cool people. I didn't walk away with any of those matches like, wow, man, what a prick, or anything like that. And as I fell down the ranks as the day progressed, everybody else is falling down the ranks as well. So nobody really gave a shit. We were just drinking, having a good time. So super fun time. I wish the deck would have done a little bit better, but I'm completely happy with the way it turned out. And I got to become the second member of the the Dread Pirate Crew or something like that.
Yeah, Pirate Tim. So that was super cool. So yeah, we get there and he's like showing us these patches. He's like, I give one of these patches out to anyone that beats me. And he's like, I've only given out 1. So I guess like it was either the finals or real close to that. I think it was the finals that you said he gave one to Ben Revel, or Ben Revel, the one.
Ben.
Yeah. So
John.
John. Yeah. John. I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, he gave one to John. That was the only one he's ever given out. So he made these patches for like the pirate club or whatever. So if you beat him, so Jason walks over to me. He's like, "So how'd you do, man?" He's all cool, just whips out a patch and slaps it in front of me. I'm like, "Yeah, you freaking took down the pirate." And
I think that was my downfall, because I told him then when I got that patch, I was like, "Well, my day's done. This is all I wanted." And sure enough, my day was done.
Your day was done. Show some enthusiasm, Clancy.
Yeah. So that was me in rounds 3 through 8.
For those listening, you should probably just hop on YouTube real quick, find this part, and check the altar.
Bad, dude.
Clancy's so damn muscular. And look at the muscle like tension in that wrist. Just twisting.
You get that from all that twisting action. You gotta. You can't just go up and down. You gotta kind of.
Wow.
Oh, your mind is special, my friend. Oh, Jesus.
So anyway, so those were my rounds, I guess. So yeah. Oh,
yeah,
and two of the games, I guess I should say, 2 of the games went down to orb flips, and at that point I was so gone. Not that I'm good at orb flips to begin with, but I mean Brian witnessed one of them. It was basically like the opponent flipped his orb, and it landed on the card, and then I just basically threw it at the guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you ever seen someone throw their trash into a trash can and miss? That was essentially what he did. This is like when you wad up your McDonald's bag and you just chuck it in a can and like the lid's still on it. It didn't give a shit. I mean, you couldn't give less shits. It was impressive.
Yeah, no, it was the worst orb flip, I think, in the history of orb flips. But whatever, it was super fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's good. Yes, So I put Eric and I have actually put a lot of effort into this deck, kind of trying to. So I picked up my last 2 Bizarre Bagdads. So every time I like get something, I want to play it. So I'm like, all right, I want to play Bizarre, but I'm not going to be like everybody and just play Reanimator, even though I did lose to a Bizarre Reanimator deck. But so Bizarre and land tax is kind of a thing. If you can get that engine going, you're drawing 3 lands and then just pitching those 3 lands and drawing 2 cards, which is pretty cool. So we had that engine in there, and then the deck was actually like a white Reanimator deck, and we got 3 Resurrection. Is that what it's called? Yeah, 3 Resurrection to bring creatures back. But the all-star of the freaking day, dude, our Gothian Archaeologist did so much work. It was awesome. You get the Chaos Orb block going. Once you get that going for 5 mana a turn, you're blowing up 1 permanent. Just get it back. And I used it against the Abyss. So on my upkeep, I would just real quick crack it, grab the orb. Yeah, Archaeologist dies, but I got an orb, blow the thing up. I think I did that like twice. You can get back Juggernauts. You can get back your... actually, bringing back Lotus. I did that quite a bit. Like an early Lotus, I would just crack a Lotus, bring an Archaeologist out, and then you're up a mana. Every time for 2 white, you can bring it back, crack it again. And with Aioli Pile, or however the hell you say that, that thing's pretty good too. Like that was good against black, orders and Ebon Hands and shit like that. The deck was actually awesome. I only did like 3 and 5 on the day, but I kind of have this skill where my opponents have the best games of their life. I hear that a lot. I was like, damn, this deck's never worked so well. And so that's sort of a thing. But yeah, I started like game 1 was he was a legacy grinder that got tired of eating teenagers and decided to join old school. He's like, this is my first old school deck. I just got the cards full on the deck with his only win condition I could tell was 2 factories. So I went like 1-3 on that one. Next match was like mono black, and first game I was really close. I think he was at 4, and I was going to attack with a Rasputin, which Rasputin also is a good target to reanimate because you can then just throw a trike out quick, shoot with the trike. Anyhow, all that stuff all works too. So my deck photo was a series of Venn diagrams trying to show how everything works. Had some Wrath of God, 2 swords, 2 spell blast. I'm kind of into this like just splashing 2 ofs and stuff. That makes the day pretty interesting. Big fan of that. I don't know if it makes it really consistent or not, but yeah, in game 2 he's like Ritual Gloom, and then next turn's like Landmarks Gloom. I'm sitting there on a disenchant, and I'm like, oh my god! I actually stuck. Like I went first, so I did like planes, land tax, and then I just needed 8 to cast a disenchant, and I couldn't get there. I eventually like stripped my own land trying to get a freaking land tax trigger to go. It was just such desperation. My hand would have just wrecked him, but. So I lost that. And then I started getting down where I belonged and had some pretty good games. I 2-0'd a bunch of people. I really think the deck is good. So I mean, there's something here. The Bizarre Baghdad pitch into the Argothian Archaeologist, that was just cool as hell. And Resurrection. And so Eric, I don't know if you want to spill all your tech, but you've been doing some similar stuff. Like you're running I think you run 4 Sarah and how many Personal Incarnation?
2 Personal Incarnation, 4 Sarah, 1 Trike, and like Preacher. Yeah, Resurrection's nuts, man. Not being an enchantment and not getting the -1/-0 was really good. But I think the big card that I just really have noticed, and I really don't want to give all my tech away because I think that there really is a big deck that we're slowly discovering here. But
yeah, there's something here, man. There is some cool stuff when you take Bizarre Baghdad and use it for good instead of evil, There's some bargains at the Bizarre. It was, and I've got like two other full deck archetypes I want to try around just from kind of messing around with it, but obviously the land text is good. That really helps because I was kind of, they had him you, and then you just go get 3 lands. They'd hit me a second time, you had 2 lands, and you're just like, oh yeah, whatever. You kind of dilute it down. So it does some cool stuff.
You can the secret is to just cut your lands and play more land tax. Just play I'm playing a deck with 8, 6, and 7 drops. I'm playing I think 17 land in it. Not including Bizarre. I'm playing 19 land. But I play mostly basics, but I just keep cutting more and more lands. You should just play 4 land tax and 16 land. If you can't fit 4 land tax, take a planes out of your deck. And once you get all your planes out of your deck, then you're like, oh man, I need a Swords and a Plowshares. And I play the draw discard book. But with Bizarre, I'm like, all right, I have no land in my deck. I need a Swords and a Plowshare. Let me activate Bizarre. Didn't get it. Let me activate a book. All right, I got it. I always get what I need. Every turn that I need something, I get it. Oh, I need a Wrath of God. I'll get it. It's crazy.
Your configuration might be a little. I mean, I love Rasputin, and I'll stick by my guns. I ran 3, never Legend Rule even came up. It's just the never an issue. Oh gee, I can't play a second one because I got this first one, and I did get some, with Caracas out. God, that was good. I got some people. They tried to kill it. I'll just pick it back up. I'm like, what? And then you pick it up before Wrath of God, or flip the mana, play it again, redraw it. Super good. I don't know. After playing 8 rounds, I don't know what exactly to change. I never run an Ivory Tower, and I think Ivory Tower might be smart. I think a good player with a little bit of luck could have won the whole freaking thing. It was working so well.
There's something there. I'm doing white green next with the same sort of deck shell. I think there's something with Scavenging Folk and Resurrection because at a certain point, your graveyard is just so big. You have no land in your deck. And Regrowth also would be sweet to have. and you have everything you need in your graveyard where you can draw from your deck off Bazaar. You just your hand is just infinite. You have every answer. If you have disenchant swords, maybe green's cool because like you can just keep using the scavenging folk if you need to.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, so I'm into Library of Lang. The guy used it against me, so I lost a game to a Bazaar game. It was pretty cool. He was running Bazaar and All Hallows Eve, and it's like turn 1 Library of Lang, and then he like draws up to 8 and tries to discard a Shivan. I'm like, I don't think that works. And he's like, oh man, you're right. Like I skipped my discard phase and everything. He's like, oh yeah, you're totally right, man. I'm sorry. He was a cool dude. And anyhow, so but his whole plan was to discard a bunch of stuff and then All Hallows Eve. Well, he's got an All Hallows Eve like about to go off and plays Balance with no cards in hand, and I'm like, hell yeah! So I drop Rasputin. I dropped a Personal Incarnation, a Preacher, a archaeologist. Like I threw all this stuff in the graveyard. He's like, why did you do that? And then of course when it goes off, he's got a Triskelion to kill half my stuff. He's got Shivan. He's got everything he had was bigger than me. He had a Runak, Bartel Runaks. Yeah, his stuff was just better. I still couldn't hang. But what's cool with Bazaar and Lang is you're forced to discard, so you can choose which ones you put on top of your library. So you draw 2 and then put whatever you want on top of your deck and put the rest in your graveyard, which is a pretty cool technology. So I was thinking, isn't there a what's that white card that has the wings? It looks like it, but if you can name the top card of your yeah. So you can just choose what to put on top of your deck and then draw it with a Petra Sphinx, which is pretty cool, right? And with land tax, you go get 3 lands. You put those 3 lands on top of your deck, draw 2 cards. Next turn, you land tax again. So if you can like stabilize and have 3 lands every turn, you can throw them on top of your deck with Bazaar. Jason and I were initially thinking with
Land's Edge.
Land's Edge, but your Land's Edge doesn't work because Lang says you have to be forced to discard.
Yep.
So you're not forcing on Land's Edge, but I mean, there still might be something there. Anyhow, I mean, there's a lot of cool things. I'm really digging. There might be a reason freaking Bazaar is like $2,000.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Bazaar is $2,000 because
vintage,
and
I think it's just a good card though. It's probably good in EDH. I don't think it's banned in EDH.
No, it's good in EDH. Like Brian bought 2 of my Bazaars, and then another guy bought the other, and it was just to put in his Gitrog Monster C EDH deck, whatever the fuck that is. So,
if you like just like dirtling around is what they call it, and messing with cards and like, dude, the Bazaar land tax, like your turns feel so good. Like, all right, I'll search my deck. I'll draw 2. I'll discard 3. I'll activate the archaeologist. You're looking through your graveyard. You're looking through your deck. You're tapping artifacts. You're untapping stuff. It's crazy. With the book, you're drawing, discarding. It's so.
Oh yeah, then the freaking book on top of it all.
Yeah, you do.
Damn it, Clancy, give some enthusiasm,
dude. It doesn't stop. Like you just are looking at every card on the field. You have your hand is just infinite. You guys want to see something really crazy? Check this out.
You got 3 Saints? Is that a playset of Saddam's?
Almost.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I've been sorting my cards as we've been on the podcast, and I'm like,
there you go.
Yeah,
those could be your Bazaar Baghdad.
That's my spirit animal. No, hey, yeah, three Saddams. Open a bit of Desert Storm, I guess.
Damn, that's sick
I think
stuff.
We'll have to do a full episode because like literally you can now talk about the Bazaar land tax in like the format where I think Atlantic, what you guys were just playing, where you can play 4 recall That's another deck that you can just be kind of turning your graveyard into your hand, and if you need something, you recall. Like you have just every freaking thing you could need, man. Recall with Bazaar is just nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
See, we can look at a couple other decks here. Pez kind of went just strictly blue-red. He did 7-1. He did good. But ran Ironclaw Orcs instead of his typical Savannah Lions to stabilize and added Blood Moon. I'd be curious to see what he thinks about that. Other than that, it's the same stuff he always plays.
Yeah, isn't the Dwarf from Fallen Empires technically better than Ironclaw Orcs?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, it's like just what it can block, but it like what's that stupid dwarf called? Yeah, there is a card that's better. I don't know. It's like not real. It's so minimal. Yeah, Dwarven Soldier. If Dwarven Soldier blocks or is blocked by an orc, it gets +0/+2. But then
It's a 2/1, isn't it?
yeah, it's a 2/1. Oh, Ironclaw Orcs is a 2/2. You're right. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, Ironclaw Orcs is better. Nice.
So this got third, which is a Lightning Bolt Curd Ape Dib, which I kind of dig that. And some Pixies.
Dude, that deck builds itself. There's nothing spicy in there.
It's third. I did not say spicy. I don't know if I want to go down the spicy rabbit hole or not.
Was there just not a lot of spice there? Yeah.
Well, we were talking about this.
All right, fuck it. I'm gonna bring it up. All right, because I'm like, all right. So, let's see. This is this it? Hang on. No, that's not it. Hang on. Where is? Shit, maybe do I not have it? I don't know. Anyhow, I can't tell if the guy was trolling us or not.
No, it wasn't a troll.
It just feels like a fucking troll.
Really?
So I don't know who the Atog Lord is. And Jason, you were looking at it somewhere else, but shit, I had this deck. I thought it's a full shops deck, and he replaced the Abyss with Winter Orbs. So essentially a guy that didn't own 2 Abysses and wanted to play shops. And he got a Spice Award for it. So spicy. And he's like, wow, I'm so happy that I made top 16 and got a Spice Award. Here, let me send this to you sure he's not trolling us? Because I feel like it might be. There is like, and I don't think Dave did this, but he probably had somebody helping him, because actually Dave's kind of in my opinion, I think he's a fan of mine. He's like, he calls me out as I get all the Spice Awards and shit, which is cool. So I don't like talking crap about a guy that spent his entire weekend, But let me see if I can share it. Stop sharing. Share.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's talking shit or anything. It's just.
But
it's
yeah,
like,
but so this deck won a Spice Award. We got 4 Ices, 2 Howling Mine, 2 Winter Orb, Sitting in a Bottle, Chaos Orb, 4 Trike, 4 Suchi, 2 Juggernaut, 3 Relic Barrier, 4 Copy Artifact, 4 Workshops, 4 Factories, the Dual Lands, Balance, Bind Twist, Demonic Tutor, sideboards, Disenchants, some Bazaars, but yeah, Ricochet. Okay, so I mean,
I just don't see what's spicy about the deck.
the whole spice is that those 2 Winter Orbs are typically Abysses,
right?
But I mean, if that's spice, I'll just fucking run the deck and replace 1 factory with a
Mahamodi, dude.
With a
That's
Mahamodi fucking off the chain with spice.
Yeah,
But, I feel like there's a lot going on at these things, and I know Dave doesn't have time and things like that. But I'm like, come on, really? Like this won a Spice Award?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I admit I try to go spicy, and I was trying to get in contention, but I did go more competitive than I normally do. I could have been, so I was like, all right, I didn't get in. It didn't bother me that I didn't get it until I saw that the second place deck is the exact same deck with that. Let's see the difference in the second place deck here. All right, I got this deck won second at the whole event. It's got the 4 shops, 4 factories, 4 Suchis, 4 trikes, 4 copies, all the power. Now he's got lightning bolts.
Weird.
And he did Falling Star. So in my opinion,
this is spicier.
This is spicier than the Spice Award.
Dude,
like Falling Star is freaking sweet in this. I love it.
Second place. Dude,
this got second, yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Dude, Falling Star is so good in shops. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean,
this dude invented a new shops deck. Holy crap, this is crazy. 61 cards too.
61 cards. Got the foreign sign Mind Twist on there. 1 Tetravis, which is probably right because I don't like Tetravis. Huge respect for this, but I feel like this is more, this is Rich Borg. He's an awesome contributor to Old School. So
he plays no icy no 3. Okay, crazy. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, he's got the ices back.
Like, holy crap. Okay.
And then some guy on the deck won or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, spice is a very random thing you got to kind of figure out yourself. But I mean, holy shit, dude, really? The guy that won, it was awesome though. He ran a full.
Daddy is going to the pool without me.
Go talk to your mom.
What did the pool with Daddy already me?
Make crapped in the pool. Uh-oh.
No. The little one's sad because she's not in the pool right now. I'll be back.
That's actually me crying about this Spice Award. Like I give a shit.
Yeah.
That was me carrying on about my lack of winning the Spice Award. I did save up and I tried hard, man. So I put some effort into it. I really wanted to pull something off there. So
our deck, dude, Bizarre Land Tax is so good that it makes workshop decks spicy. Why aren't you playing Land Tax Bizarre?
I think you might be right. Land Tax Bizarre. Yeah, now we're talking.
It's way more competitive than workshops. So I got a pretty sweet alter idea that I've been trying to think for a long time on Birds of Paradise. It's just so hard to alter that card. But I think I'm gonna do the bird coming out of Radagast, the wizard's hat from Lord of the Rings, because the bird isn't that badass? So it's like
awesome.
The wizard lifted his hat up with the Bird of Paradise coming out. Been thinking for a long time. Yeah, that is the most boring full art altar like ever.
This one, it's the deck with 3 disenchant, 2 divine offerings, and some other shit.
Nice.
3 books, no Star Angel.
3 Sarahs.
3 Sarahs on the side. You win. But
so the deck is better in this format because you get more recalls, right? So this is like a good format to play the deck in compared.
Yeah, you get 2 recalls and a regrowth. Yeah, man, damn.
Yeah, so they got. Well, it's usually just 2 ways, and they have 3.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I can't even think of I guess in EC you just play 4 book and 1 recall. That's the only difference. Nice.
Spicy.
Yeah. So speaking of spice, dude, Torok's Gate's been on my mind. That card's sweet. You guys, Did anyone play that at LobsterCon?
I did not see any Torok's Gate, so
Never saw any.
the top spice deck was spicy. It was cool as hell, man. He was running Eureka with 4 Lord of the Pit and 4 Force of Nature, and like 4 what is he, Gain Life, like the enchantment where you get for 1 white or whatever. But anyway, it was Spirit Link. So it was pretty cool. I liked it. I mean, it was a cool deck. Didn't win a lot because he was like Eureka in like 2 Lords of the Pit and stuff like that.
It's kinda, suicidal. It's
yeah, pretty suicidal. Didn't do that well, but I mean that's some spicy off the chart stuff there. So
that's sweet.
I did appreciate that.
That's a cool deck. What are you guys gonna? So I always feel like after a tournament, I'm like, thank God it's over. I get to build a new deck now. What are you guys building now?
Oh, hold on, I'll be back.
It's all good. Family.
I'm using Bazaar again.
Yeah,
I gotta do. There's a lot with Bazaar, but I'm definitely gonna look into some Library of Lang. That seems like such a cool thing with just knowing the top card, putting stuff back. I don't know. There's something there. I'm gonna mess with that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm definitely sticking with. I feel like I want to make a new. Dang, that's pretty badass. I want to make a new Bazaar Baghdad Lantax deck, but my deck right now is playing so good that I hate taking it apart. Like I bought all the new cards for it.
This is Rich's car. They got second. Got mana burn for a license plate. Pretty cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it makes me wish that I did get my fancy plate, but
Dang, I wonder if he calls his car Sushi, whatever they really call it.
for mana burn.
It's the same color, yeah.
Looks like some people got sick and COVID afterwards, which is a shame. So that's a drag.
Worse.
Yeah, I don't know what my next decks will be. I mean, that's on my mind. I was still playing around with walls. Almost took walls. I don't know. What's our next big event even? I don't know. We're gonna have to do something
Doubleton,
locally.
dude. Doubleton,
yeah. Are we gonna do the nonsense where?
No, you can't play 2 Lotuses and 2 Moxes. That's stupid. No way. Why? I think we should do or if we do it that way, we have to make it really complicated where you have points. Black Lotus is like 10 points. Like you can do that like with like 1 card. Ancestral Recall, like you can do like 1 restricted card if you're gonna play something like that.
Well, I mean, all right. So maybe the restricted cards are still restricted, but the Doubleton. What about the doubled mana colors or Phyrexian mana? Is that suicide?
Yeah, so for the podcast listeners, Doubleton is a format where you have to play. You only get a maximum of 2, so you can play like 2 disenchant instead of 4. And we were saying that we were going to allow restricted cards, but you had to play 2 of them. So you would have to play 2 Ancestral Recall.
Well, maybe. All right, so maybe all restricted cards are banned, like because you can only play 1 of them.
That's literally how it needs to be.
But now Counterspell is like 2 Phyrexian mana, so you can just splash that in any deck. But you only get 2 of them, right?
Yeah, so double.
And it costs you 4 life in a mono black deck. It's just kind of suicide. Yeah, but I was trying to remember what else is like. I mean, obviously, mana drain's pretty good, and if it's Phyrexian mana, but Crusade can be free. You can just 4 life out of the gate.
Why would you play that a white deck? Dust to Dust can be in any deck.
Dust to Dust, yeah. You know, so if it's got 2 mana, 2 identical mana symbols.
Ooh, Whirling Dervish, just like turn 1 off the bat.
Just 4 life or green and 2 life.
Say you play like a Llanowar Elf and like a Whirling Dervish or something.
You can probably just drop a forest, pay 2 life, Whirling Dervish.
The format's over, Enchantress, dude.
Yeah, but you only get 2 of them. You only get 2 of anything, so the whole format's kind of screwed. Obviously, you can't rely on a strategy. I think that's what's interesting about it.
No, I'm definitely relying on Enchantress.
Do you have a big box behind you that just says herbs, Eric? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, You wouldn't even believe the operation I've got going on at my house with medicines and stuff. Seriously, I almost feel like I should unplug my computer. Like if just outside this wall. So we have so many. I'm making like so much tea and so much medicines and actual healing salve that I have herbs just hanging from my ceilings and on my walls, strung up everywhere. It literally looks like something out of like Harry Potter or something.
You're turning it into Radagast yourself. All right,
I'm hoping so. Yeah, well, I'm gonna actually make some healing salve and then label it with like old school magic stickers, and literally have the like artwork of healing salve on it. So
that came up this weekend. They're like, yeah, you guys should make us some products to sell.
Yeah, this is it right there. That artwork will be on the healing salve.
Nice.
Yeah, I made some right now for like muscle soreness, dude, and it freaking rules. It's actually pretty legit. And also with tea, I'm making ridiculous.
Just rub it
tea.
like mixing some herbs with icy hot, and got a brand new product.
No, man, doing it all completely from stuff I grew. It's a lot. It's a lot's going on in my backyard for sure. Yeah, all this herbs and all types of canned goods over there. I think I'm actually gonna be a bunny farmer really soon too.
Oh Jesus, man!
Oh God.
Yeah, they repopulate a lot, and like the kids won't notice when they go missing, and I eat them because they just like as soon as like more or like 3 are born. 3 can leave. It's kind of a never-ending cycle of food that the kids don't notice. No, your favorite rabbit's just little now.
Yeah, well, that's true. They're small enough; they won't notice.
Yeah, they won't notice.
So we've lost Steven to become gay as Liege, and now you're becoming some kind of Italian farmer.
Well, he's the rabbit from freaking the Ebon Predator.
Oh, there is that rabbit. Yeah, I need all the rabbit food.
The original rabbit. Yeah, he's being all this. Maybe he's helping though. So Jason and I were both very curious about the Dante Allegra Italian Cultural Center, which is where we were at. So if you look it up on Google Maps for like your Uber driver, it's like hot salsa. And so I started doing some research on it. It's like, yeah, like every night, like hot salsa starts at 9 for beginners, ends at 1 a.m. We're like, what the hell? So apparently, I don't exactly know what your typical person is that's going to the Dante Allegra Italian Cultural Center is, but it sure seems like they're salsa dancing their asses off. Yeah, I don't know, what was it, Friday night? We're sitting there like late at night. We're out there. I'm chilling with the cool smokers, and there's like this like Rico Suave and some hot chick come walking in, about to go salsa dancing. And they walk in to a room of like 100 freaking sweaty nerds. Yes, it was like 3 minutes later they turn around and leave.
It was perfect because like it was raining, and so we were like, well, do we walk? Do we get an Uber? What do we do? And then Brian looks it up when he's trying to get the address, and it's like, what is this hot salsa? And there's like a thing on there that says hot salsa on the door. And right as we were talking about that, this like guy and girl, very fit, non-Magic player looking couple, walk in and then like immediately walk right the fuck out.
I remember walking in, and I was like, what the hell, man? He got the hell out of the Dante Allegra Italian Cultural Center.
That was the first date. That girl's like, what the fuck did you take me to?
Oh. Yeah, he probably still got laid, but
maybe. Yeah. There were so many times that weekend where I was just like crying, laughing at the completely ridiculous shit that I can't really talk about on the podcast, nor do I think it would even be as funny on the podcast.
You had to be in the middle of it.
Yeah.
God damn it. There was a few moments where you just, I don't know. Drew Tucker took a few hits he probably shouldn't. Be honest, just because we were having a good time. But when you're trying to kill an entire bottle of freaking Jack or whatever it was that you were working on there, man, it just sort of happens, you know?
Yeah. But it was a good time. It was the event, to sum it up, good fucking time. Glad I went, or glad I had the opportunity to go. I don't think it's something, I'm kind of with Brian. I'm more low key, smaller tournaments. It's definitely something that I would want to go back to again, but I don't think it's something that I would like go to every year, if that makes sense.
So I forget this guy's name right here, Eric, but
he's got Power Surge in play, dude.
Yeah, this dude was like my spirit animal. So I'm talking to him on Saturday. He's wearing a Guar hat. He's like, "Yeah, man, you've heard of 40 before 40?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like the dual lane. It's like I'm going to 40 Guar concerts before 40. I'm like, "No shit, dude!" Like I saw them at Skatopia. He's like, "Yeah, I did too." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, nice. That's crazy.
Like, you see Nassau Chainsaw? He's like, "Hell yeah!" So I think Jason was a little shocked, like, how the hell? And me and him were just talking Guar for like 20 minutes. And so, yeah, he's at 39 now. He's going to see his 40th Guar concert before he turns 40.
That's cool.
Freaking really cool. Amazing. Yes, I was very impressed. And he was playing Power Surge.
Yeah, I thought that's why you showed me. I'm like, dang, Power Surge deck.
This guy
Power Surge is
my
nuts.
dude. So yeah, he actually had a Guar hat and was as cool as that can.
Dude, Power Surge is a crazy card, man. I agree. That card, you pay 2 mana and you like deal like 9 damage with 1 card. It's so insane, man.
So he's running Power Surge and Mana Barbs, and what was he doing though? What was the tech, Jason?
It was like Power Surge and Mana Barbs. So no matter what, you're always taking damage. But then once you get the Power Surge of the Mana Barbs out, it was like Dark Heart of the Woods to stack all your forests and get ahead on life.
That's crazy.
So he's his last Dark Heart, yeah. And then he didn't have that many to deal with. And then
that's kind of good in ante with Zurin Orb, dude. Holy crap.
Ooh, yeah.
Yo, Zurin Orb's way better than Dark Heart.
Yeah.
Just go Power Surge. I have no lands in play. Whoa, that's insane.
I'll talk a little bit about ante. So there was we had a good time playing like normal human ante, and then the psychos ante 40k was going off.
Yeah.
And freaking Mike Franz, the guy that from Old Order that did the white border and all that, he loses the Chaos Orb, and within like 5 minutes someone else lost the factory or workshop the ante. And at least Mike did it right. He drew dicks all over the freaking Chaos Orb head, scribbled on the body of it. It was just crazy. And but the workshop I saw was just pretty, I don't know, it was kind of properly addressed. Like they just sort of wrote some stuff in the little text lines or whatever so you could reuse it. And it was heavy played. It was pretty rough. But that Chaos Orb was not that rough. So I don't know, man. I keep thinking, yeah, seems cool. I might play ante 40k, but that did not do what I wanted, and I had a really good time playing Cheap Man's ante Alpha to Alliances. They call it AAA, but that was cool as hell, man. I had a really good time. I would have played more of that if I could have. Gave out some of the Ebon Moxes to some folks. They were excited for those. But
so we talked about this a little bit, I think, on the way back to the hotel on Saturday or whatever. But like, I'll probably never play ante 40k. I don't know, but and this could be completely off base, but you know, when you lose, like when you're playing a game of Magic and you lose like a $1,000, $2,000 card, whatever, part of your collection, like you can like, haha, that's just what it is. But I think deep down inside, there's a part of you that no matter who you are is like, you know, got the shotgun in your mouth. I don't know. It's just,
Lost one.
Yeah, I mean you're not thinking of the guy that won it.
yeah.
So like the guy that won the Chaos Orb let Mike borrow his good Chaos Orb and play the one he won. It's like, oh, I'll play the one that I won, and you can play my.
You can borrow this, Scrub.
You can borrow my old shit one, my basic. I don't know. Yeah, I watched some games, seemed cool, but I get the same thrill playing. I mean, I was running Force of Wills and Wheel of Fortunes and stuff, and you know that's enough skin in the game for me. I mean, that's just me, I guess. I don't know.
Do they play with the anti-card face down?
Yeah, we played face down the whole night. Yeah.
But what about the 40K?
The 40K people that we saw were playing face down as well.
That's cool.
We watched a game of two people. Unfortunately, that one ended in they both just ended up having birds. But yeah, they were playing face down. I was really sad to see that we didn't get to witness something get lost. But
so something I did though. So there was a signed. So you know, I brought my works or my bazaars, and it'd been kind of cool to get them signed, but I didn't really want to get. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really in favor of defacing the old cards. They had a signed one there. I'm like, hey, what do you guys give me if I trade you, like, even up my unsigned for the signed one? And they're like, yeah, we'll give you $50 credit. So I didn't want to go over there and tell Jeff Mingus that his signature devalues the cards by between, and that was like if the condition was better, like $100. I'm like, you can, you know, do you want to devalue your card by $50 or $100? So they gave me $50, and that was pretty cool. So I took that and I applied it, and I got another Jihad. So I got a second Jihad from their store. But I don't know, this guy got his arm signed. I thought he was going to get it tattooed. I don't think he did. I think he's a pussy. But real man should get that thing tatted up just like that.
Are you going to do anything with the Jihads? Dude, that card is nasty good.
That's 2 Jihads. That's all I got so far. I don't know. That's as far as I've gotten that technology.
Dude, with that Kithkin, the unblockable Kithkin, ooh, I always think about that.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, that's like such a good deck, dude. That's such a good deck that no one plays. Like Mesa Pegasus, freaking Kithkins, just like super evasive little tiny things. Ooh, is that because the problem with Jihad is that when you attack, they block, and then their creatures are dead, and then Jihad goes away. So your stuff's unblockable. Then the Jihad stays there. That would be a nasty deck. I don't know you. That's a crazy card deck too.
That's 2 of them now. So man, now you got me thinking.
Yeah, that's. You can play like Blessing too. Blessing Jihad, and
Holy
then you can
Day.
play like Holy Day. the fog. Okay, so
The fog, yeah. When they swing back and they just fog them out, yeah.
You could also play enchantment removal or whatever. You can bounce the 1 white Legends card returns like enchantments to your hands or whatever. That's a sweet deck. What are you gonna play? So you're after the event. You're gonna now be playing land destruction. You think?
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try to build that. I'm gonna try to build that X-Point deck just into like a regular like EC deck or something like that, and I don't know. See how it does. Should be fun.
Yeah, dude. I've been really digging Stone Rain. I was always trying to think like, what is? It's so hard to find like what is the best like red 3-drop. Like you got Blood Moon, Ball Lightning, Yed Winifred, Stone Rain. Like, Stone Rain never made the cut for me. And then finally I was like, I'm just going to play Stone Rain over Ball Lightning. And now I just, like you said, you can just, like, destroying one land can sometimes just make your opponent literally scoop.
Oh, yeah.
It's so crazy, dude.
I mean, because you got to think, how many times do you, like, draw a hand and you're like, this hand's going to be great. You know, maybe I got 2 lands, and it's like, man, as long as I draw that 3rd land by turn 3 or whatever, I'm good. And then it's like, fuck, he destroyed one. And then you're just stuck. Like, now I got to draw 2 lands.
I think, personally, you went with the Sedge Trolls and the Disc and, like, the bigger creatures. I think if you play, like, Curd Apes and, like, Scrib Sprites and, like, Pendlehaven and Elves, because, like, the thing about a lot of the lane destruction is it costs 3, and that's not amazing when you're going second, right? If your opponent's going first, you're gonna destroy a land when they have 4 land. Like, almost everything in Old School costs 3 mana, like everything powerful. So when you have the Elves, dude, that's when it really.
Well, that's why I had the birds, because
both, either or.
Yeah, I had the birds because I was running 3 colors and I needed some help with double black. But and I wasn't playing any Moxes or Lotus or anything like that. But yeah, I want to toy around with it. I want to see, you know, like you said, what's better. There's the Curd Ape version. There's the little Scrib Sprites and little guys with Pendlehaven.
Or like just straight Black Vice.
Yeah. I mean, the Black Vice thing was fucking rocking it. So
Black Vice.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, there's you could play Blight and then play Blight is the enchantment whenever a land is tapped, it's destroyed. You play that with Skull of Orm, and then forever have a land. So you play like all the other land destruction spells, and then like your late game is that like once you have 5 mana, you forever have a lock to destroy their land.
Yeah, I was thinking like I was toying around with like kudzu, because it's just gonna bounce back and forth, right? Whenever it comes over on my side, like you're gonna have it on their land, and they're not gonna want to tap that land. But if you're destroying all their other lands, then they're gonna have to do something. And then when they put it back to you, you just immediately tap that fucker and give it right back to them, right? So It's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing.
Oh yeah.
That's an alpha card I have. I picked that thing up at the right time, and I got to play some of that. It is cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about the card Evil Presence? Target land is now a swamp for 1 black.
Turns it into a swamp.
1 black is, dude, that's pretty easy to splash.
Yeah. I love kudzu. That poor guy. He's just fucked.
Dude, what do you guys think about a land theme deck, right? And you play the Gate to Torok, which enchants a land. And then you play like 4 Bad Moons and like 30 Swamps. So once you get a Bad Moon out, you play that Korma's Bell and freaking like one-shot somebody with swamps only. So you're playing like 4 disc. Just out of nowhere. You're just like, I'll play this. And then next turn you play that Gate to Torok, and now your lands are freaking 4/1 or it's so big, dude.
Torok's Gate, that's it. That's
right. Torok's Gate. So I want to play this with Will-O-Wisp, Dredge Skeleton, 4 disc, Korma's Bell, 4 Badlands, a Nightmare, and like 35 lands.
So 0 tap land at a chance. All attacking creatures get +2 -1.
-1. So you have to have a Bad Moon in play with it. So you need a
Bad Moon
Gate.
plus. Oh, wow.
Dude, but
that's
the
tough.
Bad Moon makes your lands so big with the Korma's Bell.
Yeah, well, Bad Moon Corona's Bell is pretty good.
Yeah, so you gotta.
I guess you could Demonic Tutor to search up what you need.
Dude,
nice.
It just is like You only need 4 land out and just like kill somebody. It's kind of a combo. Dude, Torok's Gate is nasty. And it's all creatures, so you can play Ornithopters as 2/1s for 0 if you wanted to.
Well, you can just run normal black creatures, man. Yeah, or normal creatures.
See, I might play that Cabal Ghoul in that deck too, so I could just like purposely destroy all my swamps, attack with them all, go and spell out.
Oh, damn! Yeah,
and then just say, "Screw my lands, they all die."
All your lands to Torok's Gate.
And then just
that is a bold play, but I like it.
Dude, this deck looks so cool. It's like half lands. People are like, what? Like, all you are doing is just playing lands and like staying alive with freaking Will-O-Wisp. Just like, dude, all you've done is play land pass Will-O-Wisp stall me for like 6 turns, and then you just drop the gate, dude. It's over. Like, why are you even playing Bad Moon in your deck? You play 1 Will-O-Wisp, you know? You can stay alive.
But you gotta have what thrall would you be playing?
None. I just play it as a 1-turn thing, and then I let it die after.
Yeah, you can just do it like the turn you play it, right?
Dude, that card, it's like a 4-mana Army of the Law type card, really. So basically, if anyone doesn't know what this card is, it's a 3-mana enchant land. It can be played on a land, and then you have to sacrifice a thrall to give it 3 time counters. And during your upkeep, if there aren't a time count, it removes one. And if there isn't a time counter, then you destroy the land. But you have 1 turn where you don't need a time counter on it. And then you can tap the land to give all attacking creatures +2/-1.
But I mean, freaking 3 time counters is pretty badass too.
If you just like, if you have this card for 3 turns, if you play it in thralls, this card's
1
actually
thrall.
super good. 1 thrall gives it to you you have like a Crusade ×2 for 3 turns. This card's so good, dude. I can't get out of my mind. It's so sweet.
Yeah, I think there's something there, man.
There's a lot of things you can do with it. And plus, if you play first strike creatures, dude, if you're playing with freaking Black Knights, dude, they're 4/1 with first strike. Like, what the hell? And you're playing Bad Moon in this deck. I'm playing Order of the Ebon Hand with 1 defense because I'm gonna have Bad Moon out.
Yeah, you're gonna have a 5/1 first striker. Jeez.
Dude, isn't it crazy? You could just play every good 1 and 2, and like Will-O-Wisp is a freaking. If you had a Blood Moon with or Bad Moon with Will-O-Wisp, it's a 1/2. So yeah, I got 3/1 regenerate, dredge skeletons.
So what if we did an event one time where you could change the mana color of any one card, so you could make like Enchantress 2 black instead of 2 green.
That'd be sweet.
It's 1 card, you can change the color to whatever you want. Cost is still the same, you can change the color. So then you could just do like a mono black Enchantress deck.
And then you play it as your commander so that you are guaranteed to have it.
I don't know, that's a bit much, but okay.
Cool. Yeah, because I don't want to build an Enchantress deck that has a black Enchantress. I'm like, never seen.
All right, so so you get 1 commander, but you can change the color of the mana symbols to whatever you like.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Or bad, dude.
I'd play that once.
Dude, Torok's Gate's a crazy card, though. And it doesn't give only black creatures +2/+1. So you can play it in any color deck. You can play this with Serendibs. Like, Serendib can be a freaking 5/3, dude.
Bolt.
You can, right? You can play this with Sarah Angels and Sengir Vampires. You're just like, all right, attack with a couple of those, make them one-shot somebody with it. Card's crazy good.
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 times I smashed a Sarah Angel into a Sengir Vampire over the weekend. Like, people kept playing them. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. I got Resurrection in here.
They should have. Yeah, you got to play Holy Light, man, so that way you can compete with those other 4/4s. You just need like +1 defense, and that's why Animate Dead is such a bad card, because everyone's playing the same creatures. Like, why do you want the lesser of it? Like,
yeah. No, I'm kind of with you. All right, guys. Well, let's not blow it all in one episode. Anything else that we need to do tonight? I think I got a whole lineup for the next one. We need to do these every couple weeks, apparently.
I think probably just every 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, people listen to shit in the car, and they want to. Did you see the trophy though? It's pretty cool. Check this thing out, man. That freaking
that's
first place
sweet.
trophy, that's badass. Giant gold
that's pretty
lobster.
sweet.
That was
Yeah. Relic barriers. They gave out, what was it? Fountain of Youth for X-Point. And Sage of Latinam for the actual event. Pretty cool.
Fountain of Youth. What does that card even do?
Game of life, man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So good.
Yeah, but super fun event. Glad that I went. We need to do more events.
I was glad I was there, but yeah, I mean, if I'm going to burn wife credit and all this stuff, I think I'm going to, I'm going to Thrash Bash, I'm going to GloryCon, I'm going to, Bootleggers Ball, stuff I can drive to within a day or two. Boston was expensive as hell, man. $500 a night for hotel and all this stuff. It was just like a lot, which is fine. I mean, it was fine-ish, but I'm like, I don't know. The other thing I think we really need to do is, I think the secret is to get the big Airbnbs where like 6 dudes are in there.
Mm-hmm.
That one Swedish guy came up and told us this whole story. I don't know if I'll go through it. It was the worst story I've probably ever heard, but let me wrap a 20-minute story up into 15 seconds. Him and some dude were listening to Manowar, and they were picking each other up and throwing each other down, and the police came.
Sweet, dude. Manowar.
And then he explained to the police that he was listening to Manowar and throwing each other down. I don't know. Anyhow, that guy had a hell of a night the night before at the Airbnb. He met everyone drinking schnapps. They had a hell of a time. I'm like fucking jealous. Like, this sounds awesome, Like 6, 8, 10 dudes all in an Airbnb, Cuban all night, getting way too drunk so they don't have to go anywhere. That sounds pretty fun. I think the big Airbnb group's the way to go.
Think of the wife credit you'd have to burn for that, because they had been there since like Wednesday or something.
You're assuming those guys have wives, huh?
Oh well, yeah.
Oh, I should. Yeah. They were actually very cool, man. We just kept waiting for the punchline of this story. He just went on. And then we were done to cops. So it was Man-O-War, man. It was man stuff. And then Jason kept saying, "So then you fucked him in the ass?" The police were like, "Yeah, if you were fucking each other in the ass, we understand." Like, no, we're listening to Man-O-War. Then you fucked the cop in the ass? Or like, we were trying to get a punchline out of this story.
I'll just have to say, I didn't stop laughing. Like 75% of the time, I was just laughing. And it's things I'm not going to talk about.
Yeah, it's best if we don't, because it was
so much fun.
It was really inappropriate and a damn good time.
Wish you would have been there, Eric. And we'll have to try to find another event to road trip up to.
We'll do let's do a Doubleton Saturday event or something. That'd be fun.
Yeah. So I was gonna mention this. So when I was like in middle school, it was me and there was a kid that lived down the street from
Well, you don't have to get that personal, man. Dude, you don't tell these stories. It's okay.
Yeah.
This stuff private. Oh.
So we started playing Magic like at the same time. Like the weekend that I bought my Magic deck, he was like, "What is this?" And so he went and bought. So like my entire childhood, it was me and this guy playing Magic. We learned how to play and everything. Well, anyway, we started talking on Facebook, and he's still got like all of his old cards, and he's been like buying old cards and shit like that. Just to kind of collect or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, I started building some of my old decks and all that shit." And I was like, "Dude, let me know. You come up to Cincinnati one weekend and we'll actually play." Because I don't think he's played like Magic or Old School or anything like that in forever. But I was like, I have people we can play with and all that shit.
Nice.
So
You know what would be really cool is if we made an event called the middle school event, where everyone tries to like make decks that they had when they were kids.
Oh yes.
And like you play with like you like don't play with sleeves. We play with anti rules. You have like it can't really like you can't play good cards. Like you have to, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll wreck you, dude, because I was
you're playing
build like Urza's Saga Elf deck and shit. I had a website in like '96, so I was
rubber bands as deck boxes. If we just maybe we just like limit up to like revised and 4th edition or something only allowed.
I know.
I gotta think of my Ice Age decks and stuff. They were atrocious.
Yeah, just like the first time you ever.
What I'd be building. It'd be the first deck that somebody ever actually helped me build was Netling Imp Royal Assassin.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
It was
badass.
so much fun. You Netling Imp, and then it had the Sinjir vampires so that you could like keep blocking with your Sinjir.
Make something attack.
Bitches. Yeah,
that's a good deck. And Nettling Imp is a good card.
Yeah,
it doesn't see a lot of play for sure. I was in the Thieving Magpies. I don't know why. It was like the first Magic card I got into.
Oh yeah,
it's a sweet card. I started looking through your old cards. I'm like, oh no, this one looks cool. Boom. It's a pretty alright card. I'm sure I didn't know. I wasn't playing it in like a deck or like the deck or anything like it should have been. That'd be a cool event. But yeah, let's do Doubleton. That's a must.
No, I'll try to see if we can.
Let's define the rules here the next day or two. We'll get something out there for everybody. It's a weird time at work because like everyone's on fucking vacation, so I'm covering for everybody. But also it's slow because everyone's on vacation. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get something in.
I'll bring some cards for lunch tomorrow. We'll play it by ear, see if it's slow or not.
Yeah, I probably won't have time. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm covered.
Yeah.
I get to cover when everyone's out. All right, guys. Well, good event and good pod. I'll try to wrap this up. I've heard good things about our commercials too. I was always curious if anyone liked them, and people like them. So we're gonna have to keep doing that. So that's good.
I might have a new video intro for you. I'm watching some freaking movies, dude. Like I am watching. If it goes past 1981, like fantasy movies, 1980, and I'm on Google looking those up. I mean, this guy just shouts at the top of his lungs, "Wizard, I need you!" It's pretty bad. Yeah, it's so loud. It's like the worst acting ever. It'd be a really good intro. I'll find it.
All right. Well, good deal. Yeah, we did a shitty job of sticking to an hour, Eric. Good plan, man. I think we're gonna go hanger. All right.
Later,
see
boys.
you guys.
Another banger.
Another banger.